As the great Rebecca Black said, yesterday was Thursday, today is Friday. We so excited. Investor Beat starts now. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Hill, joined in studio by James Early and Ron Gross. Guys, our top story, after a two-day drop of more than 3%, there were happier faces on Wall Street. On Friday, Dow still up 13% year to date. Yeah. What do you think?
Listen, a lot of this goodness, this 13%, which is really a full year's return, is a result of the Fed and the stimulus programs. So when there's a hint that they may be pulling it back, is it really surprised that short-term traders and investors pull back? Not really, so it didn't surprise me.
Is it safe to say that sanity is restored, or am I calling that putt too early after only 2 days?
You know, Chris, it makes me feel like the whole relationship was a sham in the first place, you know, with Bernanke in this bubble. I don't know if investors are giving him too much credibility, in other words, overreacting to this minor lowering, even though he said he's ready to step back in, or maybe not enough credibility. Maybe other investors just doubt Bernanke entirely, and the only reason they were buying the stocks was not because they believe in the economy per se, was just because of the short-term stimulus, which is a more scary reason in my book.
Do you think that there are more values out there now? I know you're a value investor at heart.
We're really back only to the levels we were at on May 2nd. So if we weren't screaming buy then, there really would be no reason to be screaming now.
Were you screaming buy then?
I was not.
Okay.
However, there are selected opportunities, certain stocks that are getting pounded worse than others, where you can move in and grab some bargains.
All right, let's get to some of the day's movers and shakers. Ebix down again. The stock still reeling from the news that federal prosecutors are investigating the insurance software company on allegations of intentional misconduct. I mean, this stock's been basically cut in half. In 2 days, do you jump in here, or do you wait for the dust to settle?
You got to love an alleged scam, Chris. You know, it's not a good time to be an Ebix shareholder. I'm not jumping in. The thing that makes me think is this company was founded in 1976. Why didn't auditors catch this a long time ago? It's very strange. You know, we don't know what's going on. I definitely wouldn't jump in. It's strange to me. I read that the CEO self-financed 2 documentary films about his philanthropy, which to me sounds like he's an interesting guy, at least.
Oracle down after disappointing fourth quarter results. They doubled their dividend, which I know James likes, but second straight quarter of missing on sales.
True, 4.4% dividend, which could get interesting.
That makes me interested.
So there's a lot of concern right now over the move to the cloud and whether Oracle is going to be competitive there against both some upstarts and some well-established companies. So the stock is selling off as sales go down. Another not operational factor, but important, is that Oracle is moving to the New York Stock Exchange. And it's a big part of the NASDAQ ETF. So shares that are in the ETF, about 50 million if I'm not mistaken, are going to have to be sold because it's no longer part of that fund. So that could be some of the weakness we're seeing as well.
Spreadtrum Communications up after the Chinese semiconductor company got a buyout offer of $1.5 billion. This is, you look at semiconductors, that's a pretty tough industry for investors.
It is, and the good thing is hopefully Spreadtrum will get a new name, because that name is just not working for me personally. Spreadtrum is the world's 17th largest fabless semiconductor maker, and if you don't understand the significance of that, neither do I.
You should know the stuff.
Actually, fabless means they just design the chip and let someone else fabricate it. Tsinghua Unigroup is the buyer. This is a state-owned company affiliated with Tsinghua University in Beijing, and they're ostensibly going to bring synergies to this effort, but you're right, Chris. It's a very difficult business. Winners tend to take all, and there are a lot of also-rans in the semiconductors.
And finally, Darden restaurants falling today after fourth quarter profits fell 12%. Their comps look pretty good, and so did their revenue run. What'd you make of the quarter overall?
Yeah, it was mixed. There were some misses, but the same-store sales was up 2%, and they increased their dividend as well. I actually misspoke. Darden is at now 4%.
Darden, okay, yep.
Oracle is more like 1.6, 1.8%. So it was a mixed bag for Darden, but certainly that dividend looked
And you
nice.
ate at a Darden restaurant recently.
I did. I ate at an Olive Garden just yesterday.
On a 1 through 10, how would you rank it?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
That means like a 7?
They actually own the steak chain, which is, help me with it, not the Chart House, but...
Steak and Shake?
No. Sorry.
Like a steakhouse type? Like
steakhouse, like a Morton's.
Not a Ponderosa kind of
places, and now it's drawing.
No.
Sorry, but it's wonderful. It's a diversified company. We
All
should do that.
That's going to do it for this week. Let's look ahead to next week. James Early, what's the stock you've got on the radar?
If you want to make money off French people flushing toilets, Chris, Veolia
Who doesn't?
is an interesting company. It's an income investor recommendation that has just been hammered over the past several years, given concerns about the European economy. However, this is a water, a sewage, a municipal services company, trash. These services are not going away anytime soon. They're necessary. It could be undervalued. It's very, very risky, though. VE is the ticker.
Okay. Ron, what about you?
The home builders have pulled back quite a bit, partly as a result of this Bernanke news that he may be tapering. So I'm interested in the group as a whole, specifically PulteGroup looks interesting to me, focused on residential real estate. I'm going to be watching the whole group. If they keep coming in, could get interesting.
That's good. I was worried you were going to try and find the name of that steak place again.
I'm searching my brain.
For James Early and Ron Gross, I'm Chris Hill. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
People on the show may have interest in the stocks they talk about, and the Motley Fool may have formal